welcome to the Babbles Travelling Yarns podcast. I currently look like I've been pulled backwards through a ditch because I have had a beautiful weekend at Atlantic Knitscape up in Killadoon in Mayo this weekend. And my hair is still like this because of the massage I had yesterday. Oh, a proper retreat. I'm just finishing off my weaving. I'll just show you my weaving really quick. I'm just finishing it off. I worked it in front of everybody yesterday. Hey, look, this man is playing a trombone. His head is not growing out of my head. Or trumpet or whatever that is. So I worked it yesterday morning and I just wove all day. And here's some footage of Kate, Hawthorne Cottage Craft, doing a bit of my weaving for me, which was very handy. Yes. Okay, do you like this now?
I love it. Another rabbit hole.
Now, another little rabbit hole.
Yeah.
It's not bad, really. It's not a bad view to weave.
I couldn't be in any nicer views.
I know. The yarn is beautiful, isn't it? And just coming up so pretty.
I did all of this.
They believe you. Thanks, Kate. So later on in the podcast, we are going to be talking. I'm going to be talking to Kate about the retreat, and also I'm going to be talking to Catherine, who is the person who runs the retreats. I'm very excited that they have agreed to be on my podcast. Woohoo! Yeah, so I'm just doing some hem stitching here now. I'm doing a fake hem stitch because I can't be arsed doing anything else. But yes, so there's the little introduction anyway. We might talk a bit about woolen and what we've been making, and what the retreat has been like. And then, sure, I don't know, anything else after that. I hope you enjoy it anyway. But what I'm doing is a hem stitch here, and I'm just bringing it down in between the last, where it was pulled over in this section. I'm going down 2 strands across 4. And we down and across to make a little square. And I'm pulling it. Oh, I did it wrong. Just go back in here now. Oh, goodness grace. Goodness gracious grace. Okay, so here we are. We're going to be going in through here and down into here. So we're 2 down and 4 across. Now I'm going to bring this loop across and up, so it's going to form a knot. See that? And then I just carry on. Same old, same old. Bring that loop across. Bring the needle out through the loop and tighten up. Over 4, down 2. Bring the loop across and tighten up. Over 4, down 2, bring the loop across, tighten up, and then we find out how many we have left here now. So we'll go down over 3 this time, just so we have even numbers at the end-ish, give or take. Won't be too much of a difference. It's quite tight at the edges there now because I didn't end up filling up the whole the whole heddle. If you can see, I only went across to there. That's when 200 grams ran out when I was doing, I didn't even measure the distance. How bad is that? Hee hee. Who's this weaver person? She doesn't know what she's doing. I don't know stuff about stuff, Amy. We've been talking a lot about Amy from Stranded Dye Works, the Stranded podcast here at in Killadoon recently, so it's super fun. So then I just kind of have this business. I just kind of tied an extra little knot there, so I'll cut that off, or I might actually weave it in up here a bit. That might be an idea. I'll weave in my one end. It's not too bad, really. Just video it. No, just start. Oh, the hair. Oh my god, burps.
I meant, no, don't burp.
Wait a minute.
These are the outtakes.
Fix your hair. The bloopers. I'll put them in.
Hold on.
Fix your friends.
Mama.
Da, 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 da.
To be honest, all you'd have to do if you're nervous about podcasting is look out at that view.
Look out at that view.
and then just not
Yeah,
speak.
another bloody beautiful day.
Oh my God. How did you do this, Catherine?
Oh,
You put in the
30
order. It
30
came through very well. Very
30
nice.
degree heat.
Oh, yeah.
30 degree heat.
Really?
Yes,
What's
30
it?
degrees.
Do you think you're in
Are you
Acapulco
kidding?
or something?
I was inside the whole time. Knitting,
Yeah.
spinning and weaving. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm useless. I feel like the worst person ever. Ugh.
Why?
We need a rainy. Can we have a rainy retreat so we don't feel guilty about not going out?
Somebody said that to me. I wish it would rain
Yeah.
from Friday evening until
Yeah.
Sunday. So.
Yeah.
I have never been on a rainy
No.
retreat here. And it was given it this weekend.
Yeah,
This
it
weekend
was.
to
It
be
was. I was
absolutely
like,
atrocious.
oh, nice.
Yeah. It's been beautiful. Yesterday was stunning.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
When we went swimming
we did. We did go swimming. That was incredible.
in the cold Atlantic May water.
And I've got a video. Did you see it?
Yes, I
Yes.
did. I think it's about 11 degrees.
11. Actually, that's grand. Anything
That's
over 10 is
balmy.
fine.
Yeah.
Anything over 10
Bath
summer.
water.
I thought my
Bath
heart,
water.
I thought my heart was going to stop yesterday. When I went into the water, I was like,
Yeah, I was like, it's okay, I know CPR.
my heart's going to stop. It's just going to stop. I know it's going to stop.
One of these days. I mean, it will eventually, you know.
We screamed through it. That's really good.
It's the
that's
only way
fair
to do
thing.
it.
Yeah,
It's the only way to do it. You've
think
got
they could-
to scream very loudly
yeah.
to get through
But
it.
I would
even
have no
if
issue
you,
doing that going into the sea.
Huh?
I would have no issue doing that going into the water, screaming.
Oh, yeah.
Loud.
but that's what I was going to say. It's
It's
not
human
like you.
terror.
It's not like you have to consciously think about whether you should scream or not. You just scream.
Oh no, I would scream because it was terror.
Because it is, your body goes into a fear thing. Your body says, "Don't
I'm gonna drown."
do this."
It's like a fight or flight.
Yeah, the body's saying, bad plan.
Bad plan. What?
The
Not
water's covered,
do
my
it."
toes, I'm
no.
going to drown.
I
That's
think
it, obviously.
My water is just covering my body and I'm going to die with the cold. But actually, it wasn't that. It was great
Do
fun.
you know, once you were in, your legs slow, like it
There
takes
was no
1
slow.
minute, but it's the longest minute of your life.
I didn't find that yesterday because we just
No.
ran
Yeah.
and it was up around us,
Yeah.
You're mad.
up past the bits very quickly. That will be
Yeah.
edited out.
Sure.
Where are we, Grace?
Where are we? Well,
are we?
first
We're
let
in-
me do the intros. You're
Okay.
getting ahead of yourself.
I'll sit
Calm
back.
down, chill out.
Stop talking.
Please don't, it's great. Now, so I feel like we're leaning in a lot here. Anyway.
Who we are and what we're doing.
So, hello and welcome to the Babbles Travelling Yarns podcast. We are here with Kate from Hawthorne Cottage Craft and Catherine from Atlantic Knitscape. Hi everybody! So we are at the first Atlantic Knitscape Retreat of the year in Killadoon in County Mayo, and we managed to get a gorgeous day, and we're all very annoyed because it should have been raining the whole time. Do you know? We could have stayed inside and not felt guilty about not going outside.
I stayed inside and didn't feel guilty.
Well, I didn't until right now, until you told me it was 30 degrees yesterday.
Yeah.
That was...
True.
Oh, okay, thanks.
About
See, I'm so gullible. Don't tell me these things. Anyway, I feel much better now. Oh, that's great.
just a child.
I'm so... just my mood swings with the new information that comes in. And that's
Should be
fine.
nice.
When was it ever 30 degrees? in
It's
May?
like once.
It has been
Just
once.
the once.
It was once.
Probably.
11 has
We'll
been
hold on
once.
to that.
2013, July.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
We didn't know what
What
to do.
date?
One
You can
afternoon.
remember the date.
I do remember it. Yeah.
It was special, marked in the calendar.
It was too hot to be outside. Imagine.
Yeah.
I
That was
can't-
the day,
I
that
can't
was the day the
possibly
rain was
imagine.
30 degrees.
What do they say? You all winter and summer in Ireland. The only difference with summer is that the rain is warmer.
Rain is warm.
Rain
yeah.
is warmer.
Warmer.
It's rain all year round, but the rain is warmer in summer.
Warmer slightly.
Yeah. But sure, with my retreat we got gorgeous weather as well.
Mm.
I think it's just us.
It's retreat
I
thing.
think it's a retreat,
It's retreat.
thing. Don't say that now, it'll never happen again. Now, so what have we been doing? So it's Sunday. We arrived on Friday night.
Yeah.
And I arrived very late on Friday night because I left work at
Skated in the door
6,
at 9:30.
which
I was quite early.
yeah, what time?
You were the first as always.
I'm here.
She comes from Belfast, 6 hours, and she's first.
6 hours. It's only 3 hours for me. How is it 6 hours for you?
She lives in Belfast.
Because I live in Belfast, that's
For
where
sure.
it is. Up here.
I suppose
it's
you've no
very-
good road.
It's very far away.
Street.
It's far,
Far away.
Yeah.
Small, far away. Far away.
I've got my
small.
nice new motorway up from
Yeah, yeah.
Limerick to
We have-
Tuam, so
All
I
roads
was-
are
it
good.
took-
There's only one stretch of road is slower, but the rest of the roads are.
Yeah, but it's very far away.
But it's just far away.
I come very far away. It takes me a minute to drive here if I drive, because I had to drive with all the bags.
God, you poor thing.
1 minute.
How did you manage it?
Oh,
So
took it for the
sad.
team.
So sad.
what I do for my public.
Your people.
My people, my tribe. I know you hate
your
that
tribe.
word.
Oh, I love that word.
She hates it.
Yeah, oh, I don't know.
She hates it. She thinks it's too...
My tribe.
Clan.
My tribe.
Our clan.
I'm like,
I found my
clan
people.
Our
is more
clan.
accurate for
Yeah,
us
yeah,
here in
it's
Ireland.
our clan.
Tribe is more
Yeah.
cultural appropriation-y type
Yeah.
thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like our clan. Our clan.
We don't... Well, they...
Clown for
Hold
family.
on, they did have tribes here though. They
Oh, they were
definitely
clans.
were. But yeah, I suppose they
They
were.
were clans.
I mean, I
They
know
would
it's
have
all
been the
it's all
same
just a
clan.
word really for a collective people who
It's too
identify
early on a
the same.
Sunday morning to be having pedantic
Yeah. And we
arguments
would have been the same clan.
about words.
Yeah, we would have been the
We
same
would have
clan.
been
We
the
found
same.
out that we are actually all kind of
Are
only
you related to each other?
Well, yeah, probably about 600 years ago.
You're probably related to me as well.
Uh-huh.
I'm probably more likely to be
Actually, yeah,
related
because
to
you're
you.
from Limerick. So, yeah.
And my family and all belonging to them are from Limerick.
There you go now.
Limerick and Limerick.
See, well, I'm kind of tip, and then
Yeah.
Limerick, so.
I'm
Ah,
a
sure,
good
it's not
Tyrone girl.
close. A good Tyrone. You see, the O'Neills came from Tyrone, so there you go.
Where did the Clancy's come from?
No idea.
Mayorstone Park in Limerick.
There you go. Now, factual evidence.
Hello, anybody from Limerick?
Yay! Hi,
If you
everybody.
don't- I am from Limerick.
Oh, can I just
originally.
talk about this a little bit? So we had
Oh,
an
yeah.
amazing sale. Well, you had an amazing sale that you organised.
An
But we
amazing
brought
sale
up-
was had.
Yes, it was
one,
had.
One had an amazing sale.
And one of my friends, who I keep on banging on about, I'm sorry about this, but isn't
Don't
she
apologise.
really good?
She's amazing. I am so picky about bags because I make them.
Yes. Right? Yes. So Kate went off and bought
I was
one.
sitting eating my dinner last night,
And I was playing with my bag.
buying a bag.
You bought a bag. Bag maker extraordinaire buys a bag.
So this is my
That- that
cottage.
shows how good they are.
The details will be down below. But this is my cottage number 9 on Etsy. And her name is Terry and she's from Limerick lady.
Limerick,
And
okay.
she is just like, she's been making bags and she's been a seamstress for a long time. And she's only just got into the knitting scene really, do you know what I mean? But she's come in with such amazing quality and skills.
I know.
I love it
Yeah.
so much. Anyway,
Do you know the first thing I look for in a bag?
what?
The top stitching.
Yes!
And her top stitching is
Oh,
perfect
immaculate.
along the top. And that to me is the sign of a good bag.
Oh, let me show you the top stitching. Oh, if I could open it, hang on now.
It's perfect. Perfectly straight.
Very good. And it kind oh yeah, you see that? Isn't that lovely? Thanks, Kate. What a good review. Very nice.
The bags are beautiful.
They're
and
stunning.
we have a Knitscape next week here. And we have some of her bags
Yes,
here.
they're coming
And
up.
we have rooms available for anybody who wants to fly in from far places. for
To
next
buy a
Friday.
bag.
Like Belfast.
Buy a bag.
Like Belfast.
So if you want to come to
Where's the nearest airport here?
Knock.
No.
Knock and Shannon
Oh,
and
yeah.
Dublin. If you fly into Knock,
Yeah.
you can come here. If you fly into Dublin, just get on the train.
Yeah.
But
I've
if you
done-
live in
yeah.
Ireland somewhere and you didn't know that you could come to a knitting retreat, there is one next
There is
week,
one.
next Friday on the
20th.
18th of...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's usually somebody driving past one of the
Yeah.
airports.
Yeah, normally that's what that we normally kind of organise everyone to come pick
Atlantic
pick us up.
Knitscape at hotmail.com.
Yay! Put it down below. All the details down below.
And
So
then-
yeah, all you have to do is just email for inquiries. And Catherine will answer you.
Yeah, we'll have a great time.
Great time.
It's fabulous.
It's fabulous. It's and we have September as well, of course.
Oh yeah, September. So you've got 2 going on in September, is
Yeah,
that
the
right?
7th and the 14th of September.
Nice.
The 7th has all but 2 rooms are booked already.
Very, very short. No.
And the 14th has lots of rooms.
Oh, good. So we'll all come on the 14th.
Yeah, on the 14th we'll have a party.
A party. Oh,
it's
it was
it's a
great.
whole party. It's
It
not a
is,
big long
yeah.
knit
The
night.
whole
It's
day.
just a big
Yeah.
long knit
The
night
whole
that doesn't
weekend. I
stop.
keep saying it's a day. It's a weekend. Like.
Yeah.
And I can say, don't be afraid to come on your own.
Yeah, that's one thing actually.
Because everybody just...
Gels.
Gels.
We're all knitters.
We sit on top of each other.
Yeah, we get super close.
And we kind
And
of
Catherine is such a great host.
climb over
She'll come and
bags.
chat to you, and she'll make you feel so at home. And you do though. You're brilliant.
Thank you.
You're brilliant at like knowing everybody and making sure everyone's all
Well,
right.
we keep coming back.
Well, obviously,
So-
yeah, like a bad
And
smell.
it's squishy and it's huggy, and
Yeah.
but not too huggy.
Not too
It's
huggy. If you're not a hugger,
Yeah.
that's fine.
We're not
Yeah.
a hugger. I will ask you first. I
Yes.
say, would you like a very, very
Consent.
squishy-
It's all about consent.
Would you like to be? What was it yesterday? I said, would you like to be comprehensively hugged?
comprehensively? Sounds lovely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
And you do, you get comprehensively hugged if you
Hugged,
want.
yeah.
If you want. Yeah.
And then we all sort of sit around and
Talk.
chat.
Knit, eat,
Yeah, drink.
knit, drink, knit, sleep, knit, walk, rinse, repeat.
And run.
Oh, yes.
And
Catherine.
swim.
Oh, yeah. So
No,
they get up
that's
super early and
these
run.
are optional extras.
They are.
We'll be driving away with exercise.
You do not have to throw yourself into the cold Atlantic. You do not have to get
I
out and
don't.
run on the beach at 7 o'clock in the morning. But if you want to, we can arrange that.
It's
Yeah,
oh,
I will
I'm
do anything. I mean, I will get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and run on the beach with you, or I will go for a swim with you, or I will not climb Crow Patrick.
No, that's a long way up.
That's my old glutes wouldn't be
One
the
day
best.
I'll go back up there. I went up there when I was young, super young. It's just over there. I'll show you in a while. Don't worry about it.
I mean, if you
Don't
want to sit
stress.
and just pour wine down your neck and knit for the whole weekend, that can be arranged.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually is.
Yeah. Or gin.
Of gin.
Whichever one you want.
Yeah,
I know.
gin is nice.
The
Yeah.
gin is nice.
Lovely gin.
Fix the water or something. So, what have you been knitting, Kate?
What have I been knitting?
While you're
The
here?
Rose of Doom.
The Rose of Doom.
The shawl, beautiful shawl, but the Rose of
Oh
Doom.
yes. Oh gosh, yeah. But you need something like that.
You
And
do,
it's
because I didn't have to, it's,
mindless.
I'm on garter.
Mm. Lovely.
Oh, back front.
Back front. Awkward. So at
So
least
we're
separate.
nearly finished. I am four.
Put up your head there. Walk over it.
I am 4 rows from the end, and then I have a picot bind off to do.
Oh,
I love pickle bind.
Oh, we'll give it to you then.
You can have it.
Right.
I love pickle bind.
521 stitches.
Oh, cheekest. This is the
Surprise
Surprise
Party shawl by Helen Stewart. Curious Handmade.
Curious Handmade Surprise Party.
And the yarn is Hue Logo.
Oh, all of it.
It was a kit she did for the. She
Oh,
did
I
2
see.
colourway kits
Yeah.
because it was made for Jodie and Tracy of the Grocery Girls.
Oh, I see.
So
I
this
see,
is
I
Tracy's
see.
colourway. I can't even.
Oh.
Can't even.
I can't even.
Does she watch your podcast?
She's no, I'd say not.
Just in case.
Hi, Kate. Hi, Tracy.
Tracy and
Hello,
Jodie,
girls.
just in case.
I really
Can't
don't think you
even.
do.
We can't
but
do
I-
your Canadian accent.
No.
But just in case. Somebody tell them, but we
Yes,
said-
somebody tell them. You
Shout
guys
out
tell them, will
to-
you?
Yeah, Tracy
No,
and Jodie.
It's beautiful. Oh, what's
Tracy!
Jodie!
That another bag. That little stitch marker came with this, which is Busy Bird bags.
Ooh,
Look at
Little
maker,
stitch
maker,
marker.
maker.
Her maker bag.
so sweet. Oh, look at the inside. Woodland. Fabulous, and I don't want any
So that's what I've been working on, and
Gorgeous.
we're nearly there.
Nearly there.
It will be finished this week.
I think that's a curse. Anytime I say this will be finished now.
Oh no, this will be finished this week.
Oh, right. Is it a or else situation?
Because of other things. on the
Yeah.
Yeah.
One's got to do what one's got to do.
And you
That's
will
me.
finish it. That's
Oh
good.
well,
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
It's been a really, really nice knit.
Lovely, yeah.
But the rows are now at a very long stage.
Yes.
And they have been for about the last 30 rows.
Oh God, yeah.
You don't even want to. Once I did a kind of a mathematical stitch count for the last so many rows, and I just thought, oh my God, no, don't do that. That's
The great thing about Helen Stewart's patterns is that she does that for you.
Yeah, she does it.
And it's
Yeah.
like a tick thing, so
So
you feel
it's
super
like short of
satisfied. Super
Oops.
satisfying.
See that?
Oh yeah.
So you know exactly where you are.
You've got all the stitch counts, so you can actually calculate how many stitches are in the entire
Yeah,
project,
because I think this is Helen Stewart, I think.
which I will do at the
Teeny
end.
tiny.
Yeah.
I don't
Cheapest.
do that. I don't bother. Just
So, what is this one?
this
I
is
need
a
to
little.
touch it now.
This is actually a baby
Is this
spindrift,
Spindrift?
but it's only a baby one
Oh,
because
it's so
I was using two.
cute.
Isn't the spindrift? I think it's Helen Stewart as well.
Yes, it is.
It's tiny. It's
It's so cute.
So the yarn is that's hedgehog. No, it's not. It's Life in the Long Grass. It's the very first skein of hand dyed I ever bought.
Oh.
And it's a silk merino base, and
beautiful.
it is gorgeous. And I
Really
used
garnish.
I used the most of it in a shawl, and I had a third of a ball left.
And this is a third of a ball.
I'd say so, yeah, maybe
Wow.
half. But
It's not
and then
shabby.
the
Not too
border
shabby.
is Lorna's Laces shepherd sock. I got it as a gift, and I know who I got it from.
Who?
Ulrika in
Oh.
Sweden.
Very nice.
So it's a little teensy little
That's
So,
adorable.
and it's lovely.
But it's lovely. It's lovely
It is.
on you
It's
and everything.
I love that colour.
Yeah, the green is
colour.
gorgeous.
Greenish.
Yeah. So what have you been knitting then, Katrin? Got anything?
See, I haven't got my proper project here.
Oh right. Well,
Anyway,
we can talk
we
about
can
something that
talk-
you have.
I don't know
that
what to with me,
everyone
but
has
both
been
of you were knitting
knitting.
my socks.
We were knitting your socks.
Isn't it in here? Oh, you've got the same bag though, no?
That's
Always the bag in there.
No, it's the same bag.
Oh God, I'm so
The
confused.
same, no, well,
Bag.
it's the same type
Kate
of
made
bag.
this bag, and this
Yes.
bag was specially designed for Atlantic Knitscape, and I have one, and there are not many of them. Don't show the back of their coffee stains.
They're super special.
Knitscape has a variation of it every
Yeah,
So pretty.
and the inside, yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Now in this is a scarf. Imagine a scarf. A scarf. And the reason I have a scarf is because I got stuck on my pattern that I was doing yesterday,
Oh,
and I
right.
thought I better find something. So this scarf is being knit with half a ball of Zauber ball crazy.
Oh, nice.
Now actually you can't see the colours in it now because I wound it this morning. So that is lovely. And the other colour, which is a beautiful teal colour,
Yes.
is little sock yarn.
Oh!
Lidl, your local little
Do you know,
supermarket.
oh my God, I cannot find, all I can find when I go into Lidl is those acrylic stuff.
Yeah.
No, I've got their sock yarn. It's really good.
I'm so
Okay,
annoyed.
this sock yarn came from Trey's in America. Trey's, you knows who she is, and she gifted it to me when she was moving to America, and it went with that. So that's what I'm knitting. It's
So pretty.
2x2 rib, and
Handy, it's
it's
lovely.
2 rows of each, and I love the effect.
Yeah. And is that all you have left now?
That's all I've left,
So are you just
yeah.
going to knit until the end, or are you going to add in
I have
something,
another one at home, but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
different colours, so
or?
I don't know.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, whatever.
Doesn't matter. That
Knitting
will
is
be,
knitting.
That'll be put into a bag probably somewhere, and somebody will get it somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
So
As it is. So I finished something while I was at Knitscapes. Now you're going to see my feet. Lucky you. One second. I'm going to pull up the old trousers so you can see the whole full effect. Hiya! Yay!
They are green.
They're green.
They're so green.
They are really.
These are the Paddy's Day Cal socks that
remember you
I
doing
did.
those.
Yes, the start of them. So they were lovely. They're 3x1 rib on the top. Oh God, I started these going to Edinburgh Yarn Festival. That's it. I remember because I started them on the.
Because that was
So if you want to go back, yes. So if you want to go back and have a look and see how I started these, there's a funny little, cute little way that I started them, where I put 2 needles together and I did the cast on with the 2 needles together.
Yeah.
So it was a larger cast on, and it's the stretchiest start of a sock I've ever done, which is great. So that's on my Edinburgh Yarn Festival vlog, the first one, I think, yeah, on the plane. And then I did a little garter stitch.
Oh, it's beautiful.
That looks really nice. I've never seen
I
it.
wish I had done a bit more garter up when I did this mini gusset thing. This is from Mina.
Is this?
Mina's
So
mini
is it
gusset.
like an
short
afterthought?
heels,
Yeah.
no?
No, that's a kind of a short
Short
row
row
heel.
heel?
That's one of Mina's from her sock clubs.
Okay, because I have the sock club.
Yes, you'll have that.
Oh, I
now.
have that.
My next socks will definitely have some kind of a garter here.
I think it's just the
Just a wee bit
coziest.
different.
It's
And
And I'd say they
cozy.
wear better. Than some.
I think you get a little bit more, because I tend to get very sore heels, especially if I'm walking on my feet all day, which I am because of my job. So I'm like, oh, can I do a whole sock and garter? No, that's crazy, because that would be horrible.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't.
I must
It
try
wouldn't
that.
be. You wouldn't get very hard to get negative
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's wide.
Yeah,
That's
it's
Yeah, it
just
would really
wide.
stretch. It would just
So
stretch.
only on the heel really is the only way
Yeah.
you could do it, which is great.
You could
So
do
that's
your.
what I was
Did you
doing.
ever see a princess sew? A
No.
princess heel. So you do the bottom of the foot in reverse stocking stitch, so that the pearl bumps are on the outside and the stocking stitch is on the inside, and it's much smoother. It's called a princess. So that would be
That sounds
Yeah.
cool, actually.
yeah.
That would look nice.
Let's have a
too.
look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I must have looked. Thanks. for
Just
that,
turn.
Catherine.
It's just like as if you turn the you flip.
Turn it inside out. Yeah.
And you've got your lovely smooth stocking stitch, and your feet would probably say thank you, Grace,
Thank you very much, Grace.
next time.
They'll write me a little
I've
letter.
never done it, but
Write me a note.
I've done it.
Left in my shoe.
I just read about it. When I started knitting socks first, I read everything I could online about
yeah,
it. I
yeah,
remember that was one of the things I came across.
yeah. That's really interesting. Thank you very much. So we've also been learning a few skills.
We have.
So
I'm down a rabbit hole.
yay! So Catherine made me bring this. Now she said that her husband really, really wanted to
And then he just
see
came,
it.
looked
And
at
then he
it,
came,
just
looked at
did
it when I was warping it yesterday morning, and he was like, "That's great, now bye." I was like, "You'll have to no, but I'm not ready." And he's like, "Okay, bye." I was like, "Oh,
I think all these women just, you know, he was intimidated by 23 women.
that's it." But it's weaving, it's the weaving, lads. I brought up the loom and I set it up to show everybody, and the one person who sat down with it in front of her for a solid hour, 2 hours? All afternoon. It was great.
She was quiet.
And she was...
It was great, I was quiet, thank you.
She was quiet.
If you want to keep me quiet, hand me a loom.
Yeah.
And it's finished. I finished it off then last night after my massage. And it's this beautiful, it's a cotton. And this is the first time I've woven with like DK weight cotton. Now this is actually going to be quite a solid fabric because it's actually on a 10 DPI, which is quite a, like, it's going to be quite a tight gauge. Normally with a DK weight you go 7.5, but I went down to 10, like, dots per inch or holes per inch or whatever.
So that'd be like stitches per inch.
Exactly,
Or tight
exactly.
gauge.
Yeah. So
Like
it's a much
going down.
tighter gauge.
But it gives
Like
a
if
really
you went
lovely
down onto
fabric.
It does, and this is going to actually, when this comes off, this is going to shrink in a little bit even more. So it's going to be really nice.
It's like going
It
down
could
needle
shrink in
size.
quite a lot when you take it off and you see my size.
Are you kidding me? I was watching you the whole time,
I
Kate.
know.
Your sides were brilliant. Brilliant. Like,
No,
brilliant.
you should see the one.
I showed you,
Yeah, I
sure.
saw it.
I mean,
I
I'm not
told you it was
saying that
wavy.
it was bad, but you know,
No,
it was,
just-
everybody was just
just
the
imagine.
start.
It
But you
was-
had it like, you were going for like an hour and you got like more than an hour, you were going for a while, and you can't but really figure it out. And you did take to it really well, Kate.
No,
Don't
I
you?
enjoyed it.
You did.
Yes, I have. No.
So now we did look up the prices of it on Wing and Woolworks.
Yep.
It's about 119.
Peter, if you're watching
pounds.
this, tough.
£119. It's not that much.
You can. I did tell you can
If
come
you
and live with me.
I've got a spare room if you chuck me out.
Yeah.
Yep.
And me.
Uh-huh.
We have two
We
spare
can
rooms.
we can
You can share me.
We have two
Joint
spare rooms.
custody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
2 spare rooms. I can come up. Never mind. Bye. Oh my god, living in this part of the world, amazing. So this is my 16-inch rigid heddle loom, and the yarn was Little Bee Kirsty. Oh no, hang on. Grana Creations. That's her new name. I think she's got this new business, a new name. Oh, I think so. I think it's Grana Creations. It's Greenock in Scotland, but it's
okay.
spelled in the Gaelic, Scots Gaelic. So Grana Creations is the light pink, the really light pink, and then this kind of hand-dyed cottony colour is even apple.
Mm-hmm.
Except
What's your
she's-
label?
Fiberworks.
No.
Oh, sorry,
no.
Even Apple. Yeah.
Eve Chambers.
Eve Chambers.
Eve
But
Chambers
Textiles.
Textiles. Now that's her name down in Cork. She used to be Even Apple.
Even Apple. Yeah.
Yes, and I bought this when I was down. I've got a blog actually about it. I was down at the Whitehead.
The sheep's
The
head.
Sheep's Head.
Yeah.
Whitehead is Yarn
Yeah.
Folk,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
So the Sheep's Head Festival down in Cork, and Whitehead is the Yarn Folk Festival up
It is.
in
At the other end of the
Whitehead
country,
in
literally
Belfast.
they are at the two ends of the
Two
country.
polar opposites.
The opposite ends. I'm like, yeah,
Totally
whatever.
south, totally north.
See, and whatever. So later on, I will do
I
a
had you
little.
to wind that yarn.
You did,
yesterday.
hand wound by myself and Catherine. Catherine was my Swift. It was very handy. Very handy. You've got skills. So this is a true collaborative piece.
It is.
I'm so excited. And I was thinking of maybe making it into a bag. It's going to be very sturdy fabric.
It is. And if you line it.
Yeah.
And even put it facing on your line.
I think I
it'll
will.
Just make it really sturdy.
I think I'll definitely have to. It'll be really interesting. We'll take it off later and I'll film it and you'll see what it looks like. It's finished. Took 1 day. Warp to weave. One
Totally.
day.
Wow.
So good. 300 grams in this.
300 grams.
300 grams. So yeah, it was 3
goes
skeins.
such a long way.
Goes so far. We'll see
I'm
how
sorry.
far,
Well,
how
I'm
long
just
it
thinking
is
then
now.
that you used up 300 grams
In a
of
day.
yarn in a day.
1 day.
Yeah. And that was not even a whole day, that was just...
No, and I was faffing around and
Yeah,
you were
spinning and
Yeah.
swimming and
When I was weaving it, I was picturing my top shelf of single skein yarn,
just
and I was starting to
swallowed
match
up.
them in my head, going, and
Yeah.
that would work with that, and that would work
Yeah.
with that, and I could see the shelf getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and then I thought, excuses to buy single skein yarns again.
Yay!
Yeah.
Exactly.
I went to buy a loom.
And a loom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, a loom is a really good investment because then it will eat up all your stash yarn that you thought you were never going to
It'll
use.
make back its money
It'll
very
make back its
quickly.
money very quickly. It's a no-brainer.
This is a lie. You will end up with more yarn.
It is.
Weaving yarn.
Yeah. But it was
then.
like that when we started knitting.
Yeah.
I
I'm
was-
going to use up all
I kept
my
telling
yarn.
Peter, oh, it's great, I'm starting knitting. It's such a cheap, inexpensive hobby. It's
Yeah.
But you didn't factor in the plane tickets, the retreat costs.
well, anything.
I'm talking about, not even talking about
you are
materials.
responsible for all of that.
Yes.
You are at fault for all of that.
Come on.
This time last year we had a conversation
Yeah,
on
we
the
did,
beach
yeah,
here
yeah.
about me never having
Horizons.
done anything outside or gone on my own anywhere. You were going, go for it, you have to go for it.
Yeah. And
Horizons.
then you went to
Rhinebeck.
Rhinebeck.
Hello, Rhinebeck.
And I'm going to get
Yay! Oh my god, you booked it
Edinburgh.
again. I'm so excited for you.
all
And
booked, can't wait.
Edinburgh and all those things. You
Further
know,
east.
And
I
I'm going
think
to Newfoundland.
Yes, when are you going in
Patty,
September?
hi, Patty.
so
Patty's having a knitting retreat in Newfoundland. No, as
Newfoundland.
Patty says, Newfoundland.
Newfoundland. Okay.
And it is called Knitlantica.
Because
Knitlantica.
it's on the other side of the Atlantic.
Yeah.
It is literally
Just
the
like-
next stop.
You just keep going, like the next place
The
you
ocean
end
is right
up.
beside us, and it's
Yeah.
Yeah, just
And I'm
Next
going
land.
on the 21st, I think, of September with Siobhan.
is she having just the one?
She's having one, but she is now considering adding a second date
Mm.
because I think she has 1 room or 2 rooms left.
Right.
And I am so excited. I have wanted to go to Newfoundland forever.
Yeah.
And it's on an island off Newfoundland, which is an island of Canada.
Of Canada, yeah. And so tell me now, how do you get in contact with her? Is it Knitlandia?
Knitlantica. It's on
Knitlantica.
Facebook.
On Facebook.
And she has a podcast called 4 Boys and an NL Girl. So that's 4 boys because she has a husband and 3 boys. And an NL, which is the
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland
and
girl.
Labrador.
Oh yeah.
So
Newfoundland.
she has a podcast and
That's how you'd find out
I
about
had
that?
like
She came over here last year.
she did. She came here last year from Newfoundland and it was lovely. And then when she was here, she said, "Oh, I'd love to do this." And I said, "Go do it."
Do it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you said to me as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she said, "Go
just do it."
Just do it. Go do it.
I thought, oh,
And
okay.
then I went home and said to Mr. Husband, Mr. Knitscape,
Mr.
I think I'd like to go to Newfoundland. And he says, "Go to Newfoundland, my dear, go to Newfoundland."
Oh, to Newfoundland.
So the 3 of us going. And there may be another person from
Yeah.
Ireland going as well.
That sounds so great.
Can you just imagine?
Yes.
Yes. Do you think I could do that one before Rhinebeck? No.
Yeah, you could do it on your way to Rhinebeck.
Yeah.
You could stay away for 2
Stay away
months.
for 2 months.
Yeah.
He told me this time I had to go for less time.
Oh,
So
But do
I
you
took
know
a day
that
off it.
to fly to Newfoundland from Ireland,
it's technically less.
It's less time. One day.
Technically less.
if you want to fly to Newfoundland from Ireland, there's a flight to St. John's every day from Dublin.
I can't believe that.
Yeah.
And it is just around 4 hours flying, that's all. Can you
It's
just
nothing. That's the same to Greece.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same distance to.
People from America or people from Canada will take them longer to fly.
Yeah, because you're going against the wind.
But
We've
like,
got the tailwind on this
We're
side.
nearer to them
So
than
it's 4 hours over and
The
about 6
west-
hours back, probably.
no, it's
Yeah.
less than 4 hours coming
Yeah,
back.
coming back's
You're coming
quicker.
back in the wind.
Coming
Jeez.
back's always quicker.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
You got the other way around.
People
I'm
in
right.
the west
Totally
coast of Canada will take probably twice as long to get there.
Oh, yeah.
We're
Yeah.
nearer to her than they are.
Yeah, yeah. Mad. We're not that far away, lads. Just across the pond.
This is what happens, you see. This is why knitting is not a cheap hobby. Please.
No, it's not. It's not a cheap
Not a
hobby.
cheap hobby.
Don't get
Sorry.
into
I
it.
think- I actually think people who are watching your podcast have already figured that out.
Yeah.
I think they have, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Babbles travelling yarns.
It should be Babbles travelling / yarns as well.
Yeah,
Babbles travelling and yarns.
plus yarns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I should change it. But
Or just Babbles travelling.
travelling.
Travels babbling.
Lots of babbling going
Travels
on.
babbling.
Yeah, we babble a lot. In it.
Yeah. I think I'm not alone on that one, but I just got the name first.
So that's that. I had never been to I mean, I have organised, I think, about 17 Knitscapes retreats. They were never retreats until they became retreats. I never called them that. And the first retreat I went to as a guest was your retreat
Babbles retreat.
a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And that was amazing to go. It was fabulous.
Isn't it nice to not have to worry about
It
anything?
was great. Just turned up, sat down, took out my knitting. Whereas you did give me a job straight away after.
I did. What did I say?
If somebody comes to
Oh,
the
yeah.
door, let them in. Basically, is what I'm going for a walk now.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
You came at the wrong time, Catherine.
Oh, sorry. I
Sink.
drove 4 hours and I came at the wrong time.
Obviously.
Or 3 hours, whatever. I came at the wrong time. I'll know the next time.
Next time.
I will agree a time that
Yes.
would be more suitable
Yes.
for me to arrive
Yes.
all the way from
Yes.
Mayo.
That's the least you could do, Catherine.
Yeah, she gives me a job, you know. So that's
That's
my
my
first.
job,
So this year
yeah.
now, I'm going to another retreat. So
Yes.
that'll be 2 retreats in a year.
I hope you don't get jobs now this time. Because
I will. I always do. I'm
Yeah.
that type.
You're
I
that
walk
type of
in and
person.
people
You're
say,
trustworthy and you look like you know how to do things.
yeah, they just say, here, Catherine will do that.
Catherine will do that.
Yeah.
Catherine, would you do that for me?
My husband would say, Cal will do that.
Cat.
Cal will do that. Yeah. Hello, Greg, again. Because he'll watch this.
Oh,
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Oh, Greg. So
Did I
lovely
say
to
hello
see
to
you.
Patty? I did, I think.
You did.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's
hello,
say hello
Patty.
again.
Hi.
Patty.
Hi, Patty. So thank you so much, girls, for coming in on the podcast. Oh, yeah. Oh, cheeks, Tom. Actually, I nearly forgot. What are you wearing, Kate?
I am wearing my Mayo sweater.
The very first Mayo
I
sweater.
knit this for my first knitting
Let me
retreat here.
just zoom in on that bad boy. Pretty.
This hoodie.
Oh my God.
Because
So-
it was going to be windy. Oops, sorry.
Get it up the face.
It's going to be windy and cold.
So
and
did you knit that before you were
Yeah.
coming here?
I knit this for the first retreat. It's my May because at the time I said everybody's going to
Rhinebeck,
Rhinebeck
they were.
and they have a Rhinebeck sweater. Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to Mayo and this is my Mayo sweater. So
I'm faffing
it's
around with
riding-
this now.
riding to
gorgeous.
Avalon
It's
sweater.
beautiful. This part in the front is gorgeous. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
rowan felted
And what yarn? Rowan felted tweed. Rowan felted. I love this stitch at the
Yeah.
bottom. Is this like
It's
a
like
moss stitch
it
or?
is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then the
Very
hoops.
nice
Yeah,
finish.
it's
Very nice
absolutely
finish.
gorgeous. And the bottom is just a rolled hem. Is
Yeah.
that right? Nice.
Yeah.
So pretty. So pretty. So Catherine, what are you wearing?
What is Catherine wearing? Catherine is wearing a.
Is it a flax or?
It's actually Trevor by Hohi Locatelli. It's a tunic.
Oh, stand up.
Yep.
Stand up there now.
Give us a twirl.
Oh, it's so pretty. Oh my God, I want it.
Love it.
Oh, and it's lower at the back. Is there
No,
short
it's not,
rows?
it's not.
Oh no, it's just.
It's not lower. If it looks lower, it's because of my body. And I did this to the sleeves.
I love
because
this.
I like
It's,
that
it
too.
has in the pattern there those stripes are on the sleeves, and I just couldn't do the striping when I was sleeving it, so I just did that instead.
Oh, pretty.
And I knit it in commercial yarn. This is Wendy Rome sock yarn, and I think
Wendy. Oh, okay.
I think like
You're saying.
if I look at the cost of this lovely tunic, I would say it cost me less than €30.
Oh, amazing.
Super, but it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
I
Yeah.
love it. It
Yeah.
is so comfortable. And I changed the needle size. I knit the top of it in a much smaller needle size than the body because I've got small shoulders,
Yeah.
don't have small lengthenets.
Yeah.
And I did the sleeves in smaller size and then put a bigger size needle on
And when
top
did you
of it.
change? And after the arms or underneath the bust? Just about there, is
There, I'd
it?
say.
Yeah. You can't tell.
No, you
I'm just
can't see it.
interested.
No, you have to really.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's I do.
It's
I
lovely.
generally now knit all my sleeves in a smaller size needle because I've got small arms and I don't like.
Baggy
sleeves.
sleeves. Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough.
So that's it. And I've started another one. I'm going to use the basic pattern, but I'm going to try and fade it. I'm using up the skeins,
Yeah.
and I've started that, and I've 3 colours for it. So I'll fade it in this pattern. This is a lovely pattern. This is the fastest.
Trevor.
This is the fastest thing I ever knit. It's the biggest and the longest thing I've knit, and
How
it's
long
knit
does it take you
obviously.
then?
I'd say it took me about. I didn't knit on it consistently,
Yeah,
but I had
yeah.
it done in and around 2 months.
I mean,
Very good for
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 fingering
tunic.
weight.
for not
And
knitting it
yeah.
consistently,
And
for
for
2
fingering
months,
weight
for
tunic.
fingering weight
And a
tunic,
tunic.
really good.
Yeah.
So I'd say the knit, the size of the needle was about a 4.
That's a
was
4
it?
there, and
Yeah,
I'd say
4,
this
like
could have
a
been a
3.5.
3.5 or even 3.25
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
up here.
yeah.
I think it's 3.25 at the top.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
yeah.
extremely comfortable.
Lovely, lovely stuff.
And yourself?
I am wearing my water
you're
lily.
half out of
I
it.
know. My water lily. This is by, oh, what's her name again? Pom Pom. It's in Pom Pom.
I should
spring
know, because
issue
you mentioned this
number
so many
Quite
times.
far back.
16 or 14, a couple of years ago. Maybe it was 2015,
Westerman?
2000.
Wasn't
No.
Westerman.
It's
No,
not
it wasn't
Karen
Karen
Westerman.
Westerman, no.
Fernandez. What's her first name? Megan Fernandez. No.
No.
Yeah?
Mhm.
I think so, Megan Fernandez. She's still with Pom Pom anyway, but it's in one of the Pom. It's the Water Lily. It's beautiful. I love it.
It is.
And I saw, who did I see? Where Kiltcraft, Nessa from Kiltcraft did it, and also Little Bobbins.
Yes,
She
and
made
I
it.
think French lady.
Oh, Fluffy Vipers.
Fluffy Vipers.
Yes.
I have a feeling she did it too.
I think she did.
It did.
Yeah.
It was quite popular. When
It
it came out.
was,
Quite
yeah,
popular.
yeah. I saw it and I fell in love with it, and then
Valentine?
it was a pain in the bum.
Oh,
No,
I
it was a pain in the
remember.
bum
Yeah,
because
remember.
I was being silly. But
You
this
had
is with
adjustments to do
I did
it.
adjustments, and that's part of it. This is a bamboo base. I think it's 20% bamboo, or it's actually an Australian yarn. Morrison Sons. Oh, I can't remember the name of it now. Lilas, I think, is the name of the colourway. It's beautiful. I love this
Bamboo
beautiful
wears
colour.
so well.
I know it does, doesn't it? And it just falls so nicely. And this is not in the pattern, but this is just you knit 4 rows and then you do an eyelet row and then you knit 4 rows and then you turn it under and you basically knit the 2 together so that basically the eyelet
It's a
rows
hem.
make a little picot hem. It's lovely.
And that will hold it down. Because
Yes,
weight
it's
in
heavy.
there. Yeah.
It's so nice. It's lovely. And I love the length of it. I think I've been wearing it all weekend.
My jumper's in my house.
It is. I was looking for it this morning.
I saw it and I said, I'll bring that back to Grace. And then I walked out without it. We get it.
I get it. I get to see your house
I
now.
will not take your jumper and keep it.
It's my first ever jumper, that one. That's my
Yeah.
flax with the
With the green cup.
big
No, is
fan
it?
of alternating cuff colours.
I do too.
love that.
I really like this.
I love that. Yeah,
I do.
like you could tell it which is left and which is right. I need that.
Yeah, that's it. That's my L hand. That's my R hand.
That's it. I'd actually need it written on there in Tarja. So bad.
The other left, the other right.
Yeah. No, the other one.
I rarely knit. I might knit a pattern once, and then if I'm going to do it again, I will definitely change details, cuff details, or I just like to do.
Because
that.
when you're knitting it, you think, oh, actually, afterwards you'll realise, oh, actually that would be lovely, like this and this,
Yeah.
and you know that's what a pattern is. It's a guideline.
It is.
It's
It's a suggestion.
We're talking about that.
It's like
Suggestion.
a recipe you can
Recipe, yeah.
We're pirate
Yeah.
knitters. They're guidelines. Yeah.
But that kind of makes it interesting for you because then you're putting a bit of yourself into it. Because like this is a stunningly designed piece of knitwear, and I couldn't design this piece of knitwear, but I can take it and then make it my own.
Yeah.
And I love that.
And why most of us knit is because we don't want to buy the things off the shelves
Yeah.
that everybody else that you knit's wearing exactly the same thing. And even if we all knit the same pattern, we change the colours,
Yeah.
we do our own wee variation in it.
We use
So it makes
different
it-
yarns,
So it makes it
different
that wee bit more
sizes.
individual.
Yeah.
And
It
that's
does.
why we knit.
Yeah.
And eventually, I think when you knit for long enough and you knit with lots of yarns, you start to know what will fit you better,
Yeah.
where you need
Yeah.
to adjust your sleeve size or your body size, and maybe you'll throw in a bit of waist shaping or not, or make it baggier or longer, and that means then you can customise.
It's
Yeah,
made
and
for
the
you.
more
Yeah.
you get to knit, the easier that gets. Because I know if I started knitting first and somebody had this conversation with me, I would
I would have
gone,
terrified you.
Yeah.
What? No.
Yeah.
And it
I'd
just
never be able to
evolved.
do that.
It
Oh, I
evolves.
don't know.
She's
Because
very
I
clever as well.
haven't-
She's very clever.
Uh-huh.
She's very clever.
I was terrified when I heard people saying things like that, and I thought, I'll never do that.
Yeah.
But you do it and don't realise you're doing it. It evolves.
Yeah.
As the more you
And I think the first time you put a different cuff on the bottom of your jumper, or you change the ribbing.
you think you're a designer.
Or you
Yeah.
throw a few short rows in. We had this conversation.
Yes, throw in a few.
I'll just throw in a few short rows.
I threw in a few short rows.
Do you think we'll get there eventually?
I
where
would
we'll
not-
throw in a few short rows.
Yeah, but I now that
I haven't been that brave yet.
I have this.
I'm not there yet.
I've
the
done this, the
level.
short row shaping on the back of this,
Yeah.
and I now understand
Yeah.
how I would do that in another sweater. And I know if I was knitting any other sweater and it didn't have short rows on
So
the neck,
now
I
you
would do
could
them.
throw a few
But I
short
used to
rows.
hear people throwing in a few short rows, and I was going, there's maths involved in that, there must be.
See, that's what I think.
And there is, but there
it's-
isn't.
It's not.
It evolves.
Really?
Or
We get
somebody
there.
says, I'm not sure of which size I should knit. with my gauge, and I'm now able to say to them, well, measure yourself, measure your gauge swatch, multiply this by this.
It's the simplest maths.
Or,
really.
or find a sweater whisperer,
and then
which I did.
Or
I have a
and
sweater
just
whisperer,
knit,
hello Selma.
go and find out how many stitches that'll make for the width, and then go and look at the pattern and see the same cast on number, and then use that cast on number. And I'm there going, I failed maths in my leaving cert, you know. I told myself my whole life I couldn't do maths. It's just like, you just
but
need,
then I think when you get an interest in it,
it's practical.
you want to figure it out and you want it to fit right. You can do it. It is applied maths.
Yeah.
That's
and
it.
I used to think applied maths was even harder maths than real ordinary maths.
Yeah.
We had to go to a special school in Limerick if you wanted to do applied maths.
Yeah, you did. And you had to be a boy as
and
well.
there was only one person in my school who did that. And I still remember her name.
Yeah. Isn't that gas? They're like famous. No,
that's 40 something years ago.
I wonder what she's doing now. Is she a mathematician now, I wonder?
She could be a knitter.
She could be a knitter. She could be a pattern designer.
She could be using her applied maths.
Yeah. I don't think so.
And she was in Limerick.
Yeah.
I often wondered where she is actually.
Yeah.
I wonder
that
about
genius amongst us.
Yeah.
Listen, ladies, thank you so much for that. That was so fabulous.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having it. We're all the thanks.
Yeah. We're all the thanks. Thanks you, Mr. Eastwood.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
And if you were at Ed Sheeran, I hope you had a brilliant time.
Oh yeah. Or the Eurovision.
All 400,000. Somebody said, Ed Sheeran, turn it down a bit. We're watching the Eurovision.
Who won it?
We did not.
We did not. We came 16th.
Yeah.
Israel. 16th. That means there were. Yeah, 16th.
How many are there in it? 24 or something? Is it?
They could have been 17th.
Yeah. I mean, we have been 24th. Yeah.
We have also.
But I would say we have also
been
won it
first.
I would say we've won it the most often.
Yes.
We have won it the most often.
Yeah.
Johnny Logan.
That was a long time ago, guys.
Yeah.
You were probably not born.
I was.
Oh, you were?
1994, I remember.
Do you know that 400,000 people bought Ed Sheeran tickets? We have a population of 4 million. 400,000 is not that far off 500,000.
Everybody in work is talking about going to some of them, to one of them.
Well, he was in Belfast.
Yeah.
The night before I came here.
Yeah. 400,000. That's a lot. It's a lot. Because that was because he broke his arm the last time, and he cancelled all his gigs in Ireland, and everyone was like, and now he's trying.
They wouldn't have all got tickets anyway.
Well, I think.
You think they wouldn't have all gone anyway?
I think they wouldn't have. No, not that. I don't know.
I think they would have.
I think they would have. They love him, don't they? They love Ed Sheeran. I don't really.
We have Galway girls downstairs.
Huh?
We have Galway girls downstairs.
Oh yeah.
This is coming down. We're Galway girls.
He was actually a Limerick woman.
Oh yeah.
In Galway.
We've quite a good range of folk here this year.
Yeah, loads from Cork and Dublin.
She says
Cork.
They're so Corky though. Very
Cork.
So Cork.
They're fabulous.
So Corky. Yeah. And a
We're all quite envious of them.
A lady who came from Switzerland, even though she's Irish. Yvonne Parr lives in Switzerland.
Does she? Oh. Yeah.
Susan's here from England.
Susan, yes, from England. Isn't there another lady? Oh, the mother and daughter from Dublin and England and London.
Yeah. And next week we have somebody coming from Boston.
Oh, cool.
That I haven't yet met.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. We attract an international audience.
International crowd.
Very jet setty here out in the sticks.
I know, I can't believe they come all this way. But it is so beautiful.
But when you come all this way, you don't want to go home.
I mean, oof. I keep on looking out behind you at the sea and the mountains and
the lakes, the islands,
and the sheep,
and the rivers, and the sheep.
Lots of sheep and hares.
The lammy lambs.
So many hares.
The lammy lambs.
The lammy lambs.
Oh.
They're so cuddly and squishy right now. They're kind
sucking
of older.
my fingers the other day.
Oh, they
swear
I'm literally going to stop on the way down and just hug all of them. Every single lamb I see. Chasing, just random.
Do you not often see sheep?
I do, but I just love them so much. I just don't want anybody to eat them. Anyway, that's another thing.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye. That was good, uninterrupted. Brilliant. All right.
Oh, look, here she is. Look, Louise. Look.
Oh, Jesus. And actually started to feel me hard.
think that's amazing.
Amazing.
Look at that.
So that's it now. That is three screens. This is all yours, Kate. How many pieces did it take to do that then? I don't think I can. Yeah, would there be tension?
I would say I'm tighter.
I don't think so.
Are you feeling silly?
When are you buying your...
Well, I haven't checked out.
She went for all those schemes that you didn't know what to do.
Yeah. I'm just undoing it now.
Take you to
I did a class, it took me a day.
And you didn't have any bad experiences after that?
The only bad experience I had was when I used a couple of different types of bases. You know, I used an acrylic base with a cotton base with a wool base, and it buckled a little bit because they all stretch differently. So I would stick to one base for the warp, and then one base for the weft, just want to switch it up. Maybe do a cotton warp and a wool base, or a wool. I just stay away from acrylic altogether.
You know what I mean? Doesn't it? Like that's just where she's. You love the seat. It'll be brilliant for my
Yeah, I think so. Here we go now.
Really honest. Push on your pricing. 3, 5 or 2. Apart from it. Sorry.
I would take that into a bag and worse.
Do you think so?
I'm actually consumed.
But how would you cut it? Would you actually cut that down to
Yeah, you could be. You'd have to interface it first.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, and you'd have to do a little bit of a see that that's a hem stitch there now. Yeah, you'd have to search it. Thanks so much. This is the view. It is beautiful. And over there in the dark clouds is Croagh Patrick. There she is.
When you combine base and monoline, yeah, that's true actually. That's true. Yeah, I know.
I wonder, can I do this? I don't know if I can. Nope, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Hello, sheepies. Look at this happy lamb. Happy lamb being happy. They're so fluffy. Fluffy bum. They love it. This one is sleepy. Itching. Little faces. What a lovely little stream.